travel agents are in the house. I'm so excited to be here. I'm Shelby. This is Nancy, Linda, Ernie, and Rhonda. You are traveling with TravelFun.biz agents, and we're super excited about what's going on tonight at 6 p.m. in just a half hour's time. We have the BDM, Angela Garner. She's coming on to give everybody that's on the promo a little extra money on board. And it's exciting because this isn't something that happens very often, and it's combinable with our groups, so our solo groups. Now, Travel Fun Biz does book all travel. That means we book all travel. We don't just book singles. We don't just book Virgin. But tonight is about Virgin Voyages, the adults-only cruise line. And there is so much fun stuff to tell you about it. And I can't think of any better people to explain how great it is than our own Travel Fun Biz team. And I'm going to start with Rhonda, who has been on, I don't know how many just yet, but I think she's been in Rockstar Suites, and she's had all kinds of secret stuff happening. So I'm going to tell you to take it away, Rhonda. Tell us what you love about Virgin Voyages.
Hey, everyone. I've always been a travel addict, but I've always traveled with people. And the first time I ever went on Virgin, I went solo, and it was the best thing ever for a solo. I love it because there are no kids. I think the loyalty that they have toward their sailors is amazing. And I'm getting ready to go on my 7th cruise out of Athens through the Greek islands. But some of the fun stuff that I love that they offer, once you have a little bit of loyalty, it doesn't have to be a lot. But I've been on a bridge tour where they take you up and they show you around the whole bridge. You meet the captain. You get to see how they operate the ship. Another thing I love is they have these secret parties. And I love the secret parties because the way it works is you have to really interact with the whole crew. And if you get involved and you interact, they pull you in and they take you to these secret places that nobody else has been. So it's a lot of fun.
To secret parties. Have any of you guys been invited to the secret parties yet?
No. I went with Rhonda.
That's how you get it. You got to sail with Rhonda.
I followed the Christmas band around that weekend before Christmas went on.
I think I saw they had bands in the elevator you're talking about, right, Ernie?
Right.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much. And Ernie, so let's chat with you because I know we have to go really soon, and I'm going to put the register up here if you want to register for that.
One of the other great things, everybody, is this is not the typical super large mega cruise ship. If that's for you, that's great. We handle those too. But it's a smaller ship, so the vast majority of the cabins are balcony cabins, what they call sea terraces, where you get this really cool hammock that you can just chill in, watch the sunset before you go to dinner, which you can do at any time because there's no scheduled dinners. You don't have to show up at, oh, we've got to get dressed. We got to get dressed. We got to go. You set it up. You go when you want.
I love that too. And I would mention the hammocks to that point, Ernie, is that I have never spent so much time on a balcony in my 500 cruises that I've done, except for on Virgin, because of the hammock. Like that to me was a game changer. Like everyone's got to get that memo, like hammock. And they did actually mention though, other cruise lines in defense were like, no, because of there's no kids on Virgin, but they didn't do the hammocks because of the kids on the other cruise lines, which I was like, I could see that. So you can only get the hammocks on Virgin Voyages. And thank you for that reminder. Let's bring it out to Pink Chick Psychic Linda K. She is our resident Pink Chick, and she's been on quite a few cruises in her life, and she just experienced Virgin as a solo. And go ahead and give them your little background of what you experienced, Linda.
Well, I thought it was really cool because when I got to my cabin, there was a note in there inviting me to a solo sail away. And not only that, to a solo dinner at Razzle Dazzle, and there must have been about 30 people at my table, but I was told that that cruise had the most solos that they've ever had, and it was like around 50, and there must have been about 30-40 solos at this dinner at Razzle Dazzle. We all got to know each other, and then the next night they had a little solo host, and they're all hosted, a little solo hosted gathering. And then the next night they had another solo hosted gathering. So it's like you get to meet a lot of people. And I loved that, but I also loved that there was a topless deck.
Oh, right. Topless deck. Did you go topless, Linda?
I wanted to, but nobody was topless. I should have started it, but I didn't. I was told to start it, but I didn't start it.
You are so cute. I love that they have a topless deck. That's a European. That's a very European thing. They actually had one on Carnival up until about 10 years ago. Now it's a kids area, but they actually did that on Carnival for quite some time, up until about 10 years ago. So I think it's great that they're bringing back that European sexy flair, you know, that is like something that more Americans, I think, could be interested in. It's all good. So thank you so much, Linda Kay. And we'll end it off with Nancy. I know you've been on quite a few, and it's been a passion, and you booked a lot of people on Virgin, which is awesome. And there's awesome deals coming. So for those of you guys are watching, please remember you can always check out at 6 p.m. if you'd like to get on the registered webinar that's coming up. Just shoot us a message or comment below, and we'll get you that little informational ticket. But go ahead, Nancy, give us a little bit of info on what it was like for you.
So the biggest advice I can give anybody is when you're packing, you need to pack something all red that can get wet and it's not going to be ruined. And I'll tell you why in a minute. And you need to be able to pack a pair of PJs that you can wear outside your cabin that you feel comfortable in. Reason is that your first night, they have a PJ party where basically the entire boat is in pajamas. And you see everything from risque little sexy PJs to like grown men walking around in like a Pikachu, like onesie footed outfit. It's really interesting. And then of course, the thing that they're known for is their Scarlet Night, where it's a night where literally the entire boat becomes a party. And they have little mini parties. That's usually the night we have most of the secret parties. They have little mini parties within the party, and I don't want to give away the story, but there's a story. And at the end of the night, everyone ends up on the top deck, and the party ends up in the pool, which is why you need to make sure that what you're wearing isn't going to get ruined if you jump in the pool.
You do jump in. And I would say to that, I remember on our New Year's cruise, or whatever cruise, it was Richard Branson, actually. That's the one we were on.
Yes, it was.
And there was a girl that went topless that night in the pool.
Yes.
That's what you remember. It was so exciting. It was good. It was great. It was fun. Well, I would like to also mention, just before we get off, is just a little bit about their restaurants, that you guys can chime in on what your favorite restaurant is. Yeah, let's take that around the room. My favorite restaurant, and you can have the same favorite restaurant as me. Two things. Do you know about the secret menu, Rhonda?
I do.
Okay, I'll let you speak to that then. But I would say that my favorite restaurant is the Wake, hands down. They're all great restaurants. They really are. But the Wake, and they're all included in the price, which is incredibly unusual. The Wake is the seafood and steak, and they also have an option for an upgrade for the seafood tower, which I tell everybody, believe me, you can never spend 35 or 40 bucks better. The seafood tower had like not just lobster, it had crab, it had oysters. What did it have on it, Ernie? You were there at that time.
We had snow crab, lobster, oysters, and I forget, it was ridiculous.
Yeah,
you had something else.
It is ridiculous, but it is so delicious. And then that's my favorite restaurant. Okay, so Rhonda, go ahead. What's your favorite, and tell us about the secret menu?
I don't have a favorite because I love so many types of food, but I would say because of the secret menu and because it's different and it's a little bit plant-based, vegan forward, is Razzle Dazzle. I just like the uniqueness of Razzle Dazzle. They do have a secret menu. They have some killer cocktails. I don't eat a lot of red meat, but I've heard on the secret menu they have a great steak. So people I have been on the ship with have tried it and really liked it. But I would say probably Razzle Dazzle is one of my favorites.
And the curated cocktails, you said, which one's your favorite on that? They really go above and beyond with their cocktails.
Well, I love mezcal. So many of the bars have really good craft mezcal drinks. But at Razzle Dazzle, they have an old fashioned that has popcorn in it. And it is so fun and so good. So I would highly recommend that one.
I love it. And Linda, what about you? Tell me what your favorite restaurant was.
Okay, well, the reason I liked the Korean barbecue was because I went in there and they sat me with other people that I didn't know, and we had a lot of fun. We all got to know each other. So that's why I liked and the Korean barbecue. But I also went to the Wake twice, once for brunch and once for dinner. And I went to the Italian restaurant and Razzle Dazzle. They were all really good.
And we're looking at, I think we're looking at the containers. Ernie, you want to tell us about that? The containers?
So these are the containers for the old fashioned at Razzle Dazzle.
Yes. Yes.
The little tokens. And Nancy, what about you? What is your favorite restaurant? And we'll wrap it up and get to our call at 6 p.m.
I'm going to agree with Linda. My favorite was the Korean barbecue. We have a restaurant here. When I went to visit the restaurant here, the guy told me that each table was like $5,000 to $10,000 alone, not including the ventilation system. So and they're the only cruise line that has that type of barbecue at sea. So the fact that they put that much money into each ship is amazing.
Yeah, it really is. And there was that game. What was the game what is the game that we play? What is the game at the Goombay that they play?
There's a drinking game.
It's a drinking game. You have to count, and then if you clap on the wrong time, you have to drink, and they give you the sake shots. And if you don't drink, it's all good. They'll give you water, but it's just for fun. But it gets the whole table, like that you don't even know these people. There's 8 of them usually. And it is such an interactive, fantastic experience. That actually might be my favorite for fun anyway. All right. Well, we are going to see you at 6 o'clock. Anyone that would like to sign up and register gets the opportunity to get more onboard credit than anyone else. And we have extra offers for our New Year's Eve singles cruise, our June 2024 French Days of Bees and Nights single sailing. And of course, we have a Cancun Riu all-inclusive coming up too. So you can find everything on travelfund.biz. I'm Shelby. You're fabulous. Thank you so much, Rhonda, Nancy, Linda, and Ernie. We'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye for now.